Hello everyone, and for this episode I want to talk about a couple goals I have personally for the US men's national team in 2021 in order to consider it a successful year. 2020 was a very good year for the US men's national team. We've seen players head to big clubs such as Serginho Dest to Barcelona, Weston McKennie to Juventus, but that's not really accomplishing anything in the field for the US men's national team. But we also had many more accomplishments in 2020, such as several Americans establishing themselves in Europe, such as Giovanni Reina of Borussia Dortmund. We had Reggie Cannon establish himself at Boavista at Liga NOS. We had Tyler Adams with RB Leipzig, and the list goes on. We've also had the MLS bring up many young talents. Yes, the MLS has been bringing a lot of talents now, such as Brendan Harrison that just went to RB Salzburg. We also have Brian Reynolds coming up right now, which might be heading to Europe very soon if he hasn't already at the time you're watching this video. We've also had Daryl Dike, many other young talents coming up, such as Caden Clark too. But as I said, none of that was in the field for the US men's national team as of yet. They're important, but they don't solve all the problems. In this video, let's dive into what the US men's national team needs to solve, so at the end of the year, we can say we had another good year. As we continue to grow at a club level, we need to focus on growing on a national team level now. We need to translate that to the other side. So let's dive into that. Also, make sure you comment down below your goals for the US men's national team in 2021 and which one you agree with me, okay? Hopefully a couple of you agree with me in this video. Anyhow, without further ado, let's just dive into this video. Make sure before we dive into the video, you hit that like button and you subscribe to the channel. So let's go to goal number one. Goal number one for our national team has to be build depth. Yes, we do have a couple problems in the team, and it's not really in the starting lineup, to be honest. It's mostly having bench players. The current team, the starting 11, can compete very well with tier 1 teams, such as Brazil, France, likely struggle and lose, but they can beat any tier 2 teams, such as Netherlands maybe, even Argentina nowadays. But we don't really have a bench like many of these teams. When we look at the United States men's national team bench, the only position I see that's stacked is the right back position, where we have Serginho Dest, Yedlin, Reggie Cannon, Brian Reynolds emerging. We have Joe Scally that went to Mönchengladbach. We have Julian Araujo from LA Galaxy. So we have young talent, and we have also an established player. But besides that, the other positions are not looking too good bench-wise. For the center back position, we really only have 3 players that I consider reliable at this time, which are Brooks, Miazga, and Mark McKenzie. All others have lots to improve. Now, when we look at the left back position, we pretty much only have Robinson at this point. Now, our midfield, we do have Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, and Yunus Musa that are likely the starters, maybe at this time. I'm just based off the camp we had. Now, when we look at the bench, it doesn't look as good, does it? The bench is a big downgrade at the time, mostly because many are young, like Chris Durkin, Johnny Cardoso. We could bring Reina to play central, but it seems like he's going to be more of a winger for the US men's national team. Now, when we look at the wingers for the US men's national team, we do seem all right. As we have Christian Pulisic, we do have Giovanni Reina, Weah, and a couple other young guys that are emerging. So I'm a little more optimistic when it comes to the winger position. Now, let's go to the center forward depth, actually. Center forwards. That brings to goal number 2. Let's go to goal number 2, which is find a center forward. It seemed like Josh Sargent was a lock in the position, but his lack of goals gets a lot of us worried at this point. It could be Werder Bremen's fault, or maybe he's just not a straight-up goal scorer. Sargent's recent struggles open up space for players such as Daryl Dike, emerging from Orlando City, Sebastian Soto, which hopefully he'll head back to Norwich very soon, and the emerging star, Matthew Hoppe, that just seems like he's a straight-up goal-scoring machine, but we need to see him more consistent. So for 2021, one of the goals that the US men's national team needs to have is to finally find a center forward that maybe he won't stay with us the entire decade, but at least a center forward that we look into it and say, this is our starting center forward for at least a year. This guy's in form, he's doing well, he's a goal-scoring machine. We need to establish that. And we do have options. Like I said, Daryl Dike is an option, Sebastian Soto, Josh Sargent, Matthew Hoppe, hopefully, and maybe other players will show up. But right now, we need to define who's our center forward, and we don't know that as of now. All right, so goal number 3. And goal number 3, it's all about Greg Berhalter. I can't really do anything about it. I can't really even give many suggestions. Is Greg Berhalter needs to define what veterans he plans on bringing to the 2022 World Cup. And why is that important? Our team is very young, and we're likely going to go to the 2022 World Cup with most players under 24 or maybe under 25. So we do need a couple veterans here and there. I would say at least 4 to 5 in the roster to help these players mature, gain experience in the World Cup, and have a good time at the same time to be ready for 2026, which is our main goal. Who are these players? I don't know. My suggestion would be maybe a third goalkeeper that won't play. Just bring a very old veteran to give his experience. I don't know who Greg Berhalter has in mind. I don't want to see Michael Bradley, Josie Altidore starting. I don't know if they're good for the group. We'll see how he defines that. But by the end of the year, we should have a couple veterans that he's already willing to bring to the World Cup. They can be European-based. They can be also MLS-based. I wouldn't care. I don't need them to see minutes. I need them to be in the group. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. And what defines a veteran? Just a guy that has a lot of caps for the U.S. men's national team. John Brooks is a perfect example. Maybe even a player that has World Cup experience. We'll see. Not many in our team have right now because we did miss the 2018 World Cup. But we do need veterans to qualify the World Cup, and we do need veterans to participate in the World Cup. Now let's go to the next goal that I want the U.S. men's national team to accomplish in 2021. Yes, I know Mr. Tactical was talking about the 2022 World Cup as if we're already qualified. Well, guess what? We are qualifying. I'm predicting that right now. The United States will not miss this World Cup. Pedro Parker here. Yes, I'm Brazilian, but I'm also American. And we will make it to the 22 World Cup. All right, so another goal that we need to have for 2021 for the U.S. men's national team is to lock in some of the dual citizenship players that can play for different nations. One of them that's very important, obviously, is Yunus Musah. We do have to lock him in, but there's many others. Alvarez, Folarin Balogun, Sebastian Soto, which is not officially locked in either. Kirk Pierre, which will be a tough one since he's mostly Dutch. The list goes on. I'm not going to dive into all of them. We did make a video on a few of them. If you want us to make more videos on that, we will make a video on every single dual citizenship player and the odds of them choosing the United States. So some of these players might not even turn out to be U.S. men's national team material, but we do need to lock in some of them so that we can have the option of calling them. Yunus Musah is a must. So if we can lock in a couple of these players with the USA, it will be a great year for us. So the last goal I want to talk about actually is we need to perform. Everything I said is useless if we don't perform in the field. And in March, we have the Olympic qualifiers coming up in March. And if we qualify, we'll play the Olympics over the summer. And I think we do need to qualify the Olympics, and we do need to get a medal. Bronze, silver, gold. Any of them would be a good performance, in my opinion. Hopefully a gold medal. We also do have the Nations League coming up in early June and the Gold Cup in July. And starting the end of August, we do have the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers for the United States. So yeah, we do have the Nations League, which I don't care too much about. We do have the Gold Cup, which I hope we win. We should be able to beat El Tri this year and win the Gold Cup. That would be huge for us. Hopefully Berhalter and the U.S. national team can pull it off. And then we have the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, which is the most important one of all of them, in my opinion. We do need to qualify the World Cup. I know I've been saying with confidence that we will qualify, and I truly believe that. But we need to actually qualify. So all the goals I talked about, the main one is this one. We need to show in the field that the United States men's national team soccer team is actually growing. So yes, there's a lot to accomplish outside of the field and in the field for this year of 2021. There's a lot of things going on, and hopefully we can deliver and have even a better year than 2020. And as the years go on, we want to keep growing, as 2026 is our main goal at the end of the day. I don't think we'll win the 2022 World Cup. I don't think the team will be mature enough. But 2026, who knows? Okay, that's a bold prediction. Did I just say the U.S. is going to win the 2026 World Cup? No, I didn't say that. So let's calm down with that. So guys, comment your opinion down below. What are your goals for the U.S. men's national team in 2021? Sorry, I stuck 2020 in my mind. What are your goals for them? Which one do you agree with me, disagree with me? Thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You know what to do. Thank you for watching, everyone. Don't forget to watch our watch-alongs for the U.S. men's national team, MLS, and also Brazil. I'm Brazilian American. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day.